YouTubers, and welcome to a new video of Arepas for dinner. So, for the ones who don't know me, my name is Andrea and I make videos about my life here in the Czech Republic. And I feel I haven't done a sit-down video forever. So, this video is gonna be about what are the perks and challenges of living in a different country. And at the same time, I'm gonna talk about my experience that is more what are the perks and challenges of having lived in many countries. Start by more or less the timeline. So I've been living abroad on and off for 10 years. I'm originally from Venezuela. I was born there. And when I was 21 years old, I went to Oxford, UK to learn English. I was there for 4 months and that was the first more or less independent experience of living abroad. I also want to say that my family consists of a lot of immigrants. My grandfather in my dad's side was from Sicilia. My grandmother from my mom's side was from Galicia, Spain. So I grew up with a mix of cultures. So at the same time that I always felt very Venezuelan, I didn't feel weird about immigrating or going to other countries, if that makes sense, just because in my family was such a normal thing. And I had aunts and uncles that had lived in Venezuela and went back to Italy and everything. So I had that around me my entire life. So my first experience was to live in Oxford, UK when I was 21 years old. Then I lived in Valencia, Spain from 21 to 24 years old for 3 years. Then I lived in Orlando, Florida from 25 to 26. Then in Miami, Florida from 26 to 27. And then in West Palm Beach from 27 only for like 6 months. And then we moved to Czech Republic together with my husband. And I've been living in Prague. Well, I lived in Prague 2 years and now I live in Hostivice. That is actually another city. But yeah, well, that's me. I just like moving. So I just want to say that this list consists on 5 perks and 5 challenges that I face because living abroad and because I have lived in so many places. So perhaps if you're watching this video, you're considering moving to Czech Republic or moving to somewhere else and you just want to see, what can that mean? And I also want to say as a disclaimer that this is my case. Not everybody has the same experience. Some people have completely different experiences than mine. I just want to talk about it from my point of view. So the perks and challenges are going to come at the same time and you're going to see why. So the first perk is you're more open about virtually adapting to anywhere you are. Pretty much you belong everywhere. And that's because the more you move, the more you realize you have to be friends with the locals to actually be included and feel good in the place you are, the more that you adapt to the culture or to the traditions of the place. And this brings a lot of positive things. It's pretty much you're in a sponge, for saying it that way. Number 1, challenge. Because you're constantly moving and constantly adapting and constantly trying to live in a new place, you're also gonna have constantly comparisons. So even though you live in many places and at the same time that you feel that you belong everywhere, you also feel that you don't belong anywhere. Am I Venezuelan? Yes, of course, I was born there. I lived there most of my life, but I've lived like 1/3 of my life abroad. So how much of a Venezuelan am I really? And at the same time, I am not Czech, but at the same time, I have so many Czech habits already incorporated into my life. The same as Spanish habits or American habits, things that I cannot detach myself from. So all the time, even though this makes me be very open to changes, at the same time makes me be very comparative, like comparing places I live and very judgy about the places I live in. So sometimes when you're happy, everything seems great, but when you're angry or when something doesn't work, you start comparing the things of other places you live at and you might start disliking the place you're at the moment. Because, well, the more experiences we have, the more knowledge we have, the more that we want to achieve that perfect nirvana place that doesn't really exist. Number 2, this is a perk, is that you become, in my opinion, more open to weather conditions. So when I tell people that it's right now minus 14 outside my house Celsius, they panic. They're like, how are you able to live there? You lived in Caracas your entire life. Like, how the hell? And the truth is that because I lived in so many places, I've experienced so many weathers that I actually learned how to adapt to weathers much better than I would if I just moved from Venezuela directly to the Czech Republic very extreme weathers. I think adapting to weather it seems stupid, but at the same time, you have to live with the weather. So you better, if you're gonna move to a place that has a different weather than the place you're at, you wanna be a person that is able to adapt to the weather, and it's gonna come and it's gonna happen, and then nobody's gonna understand how you're able to live in such a cold place if you're coming from such a warm place. But the challenge, number 2 challenge, is you always have the feeling of lacking something. I've seen this not just with myself, but with everyone that has lived abroad. They live in Czech Republic, and the only thing they miss all the time is the beach, me included. But then when I lived in West Palm Beach, I didn't want to go to the beach that often. It bored me, okay? It bored me. And now that I've lived here, if I would, for any reason, move back to the US, I would for sure miss the snow and miss skiing and miss all the snow activities. So I guess the lacking something is always going to be there. You're always missing something from the place you lived before. Number 3, on the perks. I think that because living in so many places and having to meet so many people, for me at least, it's easier to make friends. I become more open, more friendly. I just like to tell the story of my life. I just like to hear everybody's story of their life. It's so interesting. But at the same time, number 3, challenge, is very hard to keep friends. Because in my case, I move so often. It's very hard for me to keep very close or very good friends. I do have a few in the world that are just all over that I do consider my very good friends, but it's very hard for me to get into that deeper connection. For example, now I'm here in Czech Republic and I was able to make so many friends, but it's very hard for me to take those friendships to the next level. They just always stay in the superficial level, and probably it's because of something I do to protect myself and to protect them in case I move. Even though I'm not thinking of moving at all, but it's something that for sure is just there in my brain. Like, you're saying you're not moving, but every 2 to 3 years you move. And I'm like, no, this time I'm not moving. But my brain is like, yeah, but you've said that before. So I think it's something like a protective system that my body has developed, my brain has developed. So I am able to have many acquaintances and I can do house parties and enjoy the friendship of many people, the company of many people. But I do not have like confident friends that I can like just go for a coffee and cry about something with. That's kind of like harder for me to get. Number 4, one of the perks is that you get used to having internet relationships. So a lot of people don't understand why I use social media so much. And the truth is that I have friends and family all over the world. If I wouldn't be on Facebook, on Instagram all the time, I pretty much wouldn't know much about them at all. So I like that. I like that connection. In fact, I love that I have all my family in Facebook and in Instagram, and most of them are very active. So we do keep a very good relationship because of that. So that's a perk. You learn how to have online relationships without an issue. I call my mom for 1.5 hours every day, via Skype, via FaceTime actually, like no issues. It's just something that became part of my routine, and I'm able to like be cooking while talking with her in the phone. So it's perfect. And now it comes number 4, challenge. No physical relationships because, you are far. So the same that is a good thing that you learn how to have online relationships makes it as well a challenge, because if you had a close relationship with your family, for example, I had a very close relationship with my family. We always celebrated, Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, everything together as family. We travel a lot. So having them far, at the beginning, it didn't seem that bad, but now that I'm growing older, I'm 31 years old and time keeps passing, I start to think, oh my gosh, my kids are going to grow up without their grandparents. Like all the things that just scare me so much, because I've just made such a solid relationship with them online. And then I realized I might not have them physically living in the same city than me like ever again. And that's very hard. And number 5, the last perk is more culture, richer amount of culture, of understanding people, different points of view. And that is something that is amazing. The more people you meet in the world, the more you learn how to analyze people. A lot of my friends, and especially my husband, says that I'm very good in analyzing people and understanding how societies work. And I believe that's because I've moved to many places. I've seen many different cultures and many different ways of doing things. So I can kind of sometimes understand the general psychology part of the society, for saying it that way. And that has opened my eyes to many things that I would consider in the past completely wrong, and then I'm just more open to them, for saying it that way. But at the same time, there comes the challenge, the 5th and last challenge I'm going to talk about today. That is, well, the loss of your own culture. So the moment you're gaining so many languages, cultures, and habits, you have to give up on some of your own cultures, habits, and even language. My level of Spanish has nothing to do with the level of Spanish I had before leaving Venezuela. Even though I speak with my mom every day and I read a lot of things in Spanish, and I try to just stay on top of that to not lose my language, because as you can tell, my English is not perfect and my Czech is just terrible. But I can tell that I've lost so much language. I've lost the capacity of speak as well as before, if that makes sense. I mean, you might not even notice, but I notice. I notice that I forget how to say one word, so I just say it in English, and which is fine because I'm gaining all that part, but at the same time, I'm losing many of the things. I'm losing many of my habits, of my foods, of my culture part, but at the same time, you cannot live trapped in your own culture, trying to live in another country, trying to just preserve your culture 100% because, well, you would be very unhappy, really. But yeah, I mean, I hope this video was interesting to you guys. I know it's a very short video. I was really not in the mood to make a video. I think I cannot mention it because I get demonetized, but I'm gonna try. Well, I'm gonna say it anyway. So the state of emergency in Czech Republic got extended, and that got me very, very upset. So I was this close of not making a video. I didn't want to talk about anything with anyone. I was just angry and disappointed. And then I realized, why am I disappointed? Because I'm comparing how Czech Republic is doing everything with I cannot mention it, but with everything that is happening nowadays. I'm comparing it with how Florida is dealing with the same problem. So that has become kind of hard for me because it makes me miss something from the past and hate my present, which is not good. So, because I cannot do anything about it. It's not good because I cannot change my reality right at this second. Am I right? So I just wanted to make this video to kind of bring my feet to the earth. I don't know how you say that. Like just settle down and analyze a little bit what's happening to me and why am I getting so angry about everything lately. So that was it, guys. I was very honest in this video. To be honest, I was very honest. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a big thumbs up. It's very important to like the video. It means so much because YouTube analytics just changed and they really need the like for promoting the video. I don't understand really how it works, but I know now you need the likes for your videos to be able to be viewed by more people. So don't forget to do that, as well as to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell button, because when you ring the bell button, it's always going to notify you when I post a new video. And I know many of you told me that my videos got kind of lost somewhere and you couldn't find me in YouTube. So for sure, that way, that will never happen again. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.